Hello Stampers! Today we're taking the Arctic Bears bundle to a new heights. We're going up in the stars. So I have this creative card for you today, and I'm using this cute bear, and we're going to just put him on the moon. So are you ready for this? Let's go through it step by step. I'll start out with the products. We're using the Arctic Bear stamp set and the coordinating dies set for this project. And this is a super great bundle. I've already used it twice and I have so many new stamps, but I just keep wanting to come back to this set, so it's a good one to get. And we're going to, it has these great icicles in it, and we're going to be using those, and we're going to use the bear cutout. So this would be a good card also for like a teenage boy, maybe somebody that's very adventurous, somebody who likes mystical movies. There's just an array of people this would be good for. A great guy card. So we're going to start out stamping our bear, and we're going to stamp our bear using Memento Tuxedo black ink on a piece of scrap cardstock because we're going to cut him out. I'm going to ink him up here. Give him a good stamp. I'm going to hold my stamp in place for a count to get a good image, to give the ink time to transfer to the cardstock. So there's our bear, and we're going to cut him out using the coordinating die, and like magic I have him already cut out. So we're going to color him a bit to get him give him some depth. So I'm going to get some smoky slate ink out here and a blending brush. I like to blend the bottom half of him with smoky slate. It's because he's casting a shadow on his own legs here. And then for an additional depth, I like to use this, the dark smoky slate marker, and I'm going to use the brush point, and I'm going to add smoky slate on his back legs. What I say by back legs is the leg that's furthest from us. And then under his chin, okay, and on his belly, back of his legs, bottom of his feet. And there's our bear. So we're going to set him aside. That's all we're going to do to him. Oh, maybe we need to do his rump a little bit here. There we go. There. Okay, Michelle, quit fussing. So there's our bear. We're going to set him aside for now. And next we need to cut out some icicles, and I've already did that with our icicle die, and I cut 4 of these out. We may not need them all, but I like to have the option of having more than enough. So this is the die that I used, and used the Stampin' Cut machine. So we're going to set those aside for now. And we need the moon, and you're probably like, well, Michelle, where'd you get that moon from? Well, I used a protractor, but this circle is a 4.5-inch circle on here. I hope you can see it. It's kind of light, but that's a 4.5-inch circle, and I want my moon. I mean, you could use a can lid or even a can itself, and just trace around it, or maybe you have dies that big. I didn't have a die that big for a circle, so I got the old protractor out, and I want this moon at its thickest to be a little over 1 inch. I have my protractor for this set at 2 1/4, and when you double that number it gives you 4.5. So I'm going to move, I have 1 circle made, so I'm going to move it out to where I want the pencil to be at the widest point that I want my moon to be. So I have my pencil out here. So this is where I'm going to set it up. I've got the point in the middle of my circle, kinda, and let's go ahead and cut our moon. Well, not cut our moon, but trace our moon shape. And this is going to give you two images, because we're going to be using these images here, this one, and then you have an extra one, so you can make two cards out of just this one circle pattern. So just for a quick time, I went ahead and cut one of them out. This is a little wider, but it's okay. There's mine for today, and that was the other part that I cut out from this one. So thicker moons, skinnier moons, as long as they're in a good 4.5 inches in length, because you want to make sure there's plenty of room for your bear to stand. So we're going to not sponge this, but use a blending brush on this. And I'm going to go for Misty Moonlight. I'm going to blend Misty Moonlight all over this. You don't want it extremely dark because you want it to show up against your night sky. So I'm going to get a little darker just on the edges. So I'm going to take a blending brush in Night of Navy. I'm going to scrape it against the edges here just to darken the edges a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know. This is the moon. It has lots of different craters and stuff like that. So I don't get hung up on perfect. We're just getting some color around the edge. Okay, there's our moon. It's all colored. And now we're going to bring in our icicles. One thing about putting the icicles on, we're going to cut these in pieces. It makes it so much easier. So I'm going to cut them like in thirds. And I'm going to cut all of them so I don't have to stop and cut more. That way I have plenty of options when I'm putting my icicles on. For the sizes, there we go. And we want our icicles to hang straight down. And I know we have a curved piece here, and you're like, well, how do we do that? Well, we're going to put it on, and this straight part is going to be above the moon. So we can put some glue along the edge here, and that's probably the fastest way to work this. So we're going to put the icicles on the front here first. Like I said, we want our icicles to point down. So I'm just going to put some here and there. You can butt them up against each other. Let's get another long piece here. Just make sure that straight edge is above the moon when you put them on. Okay, do we want maybe one more, maybe a smaller one? Add a little more glue here. See, I'm kind of fussing with my pieces now, aren't I? Just add a couple more right up here. Again, just make sure that that straight edge is above your moon shape. Okay, now that we have that on, we're going to flip it over and we're going to trim these off to be flush with our moon shape. So there's our front icicles. I know it looks more difficult than it is to put them on, but so now I want some to hang down from the back side. And so when we put these on, we don't have to worry so much about the straight edge because it'll be hidden by the actual moon. But I do want to offset them a bit. And with this, I'm going to put the glue on the front edge. And we're going to put these on here and try to do them, offset them with the ones that we have in front. Okay. So let's put some longer ones here. I just love these icicles. There's going to be so much that we can do with them. All right, maybe one more long one up here. Got down a little crooked. I must have moved it when I was cutting. Okay. I don't know if I said, I cut these all on a basic white. So there we have our icicles going on. And we're going to set that down, let it dry just for a second. We don't need any of these other pieces, so they can go in the waste bin. Okay, so there's our icicles all on, and our bear will fit on in there. So we need some little something on our top of our moon shape. So I'm going to get some linen thread out here, and I'm going to start at the top of the moon. Just going to put a mini glue dot on the back of our top of our moon and stick the end of the linen thread on the glue dot. Then I'm just going to start wrapping this around. Bring it down our moon. This would be pretty with some gold thread if you have it also. But I thought I'd leave this a little more rugged. Then when you get down to your icicles, give it a snip. And we need another glue dot to anchor it. There we go. Here's our moon all finished and ready for our card. So we're going to set that aside. And now we're going to work on our background. And we want to give this a really pretty celestial sky. So this is a 5-inch square piece of basic white. And just so you know, all the dimensions for the card are down below under the description of the video. So you can just click show more and you'll see them, and all links to the products also. So we're going to start with our background with, let's do some purple. We want some rich razzleberry, I think. Rich razzleberry and Night of Navy makes such a great sky. So we'll get a purple blending brush out here. We're just going to start blending. I'm not going to blend the whole thing. I want a big concentration of this over here though on the left side. Kind of highlights our moon. Okay, it's Razzelberry. Now we're going to go to Night of Navy. Grab our blue blending brush. Just start blending around here. Definitely want some of that rich Razzelberry showing up here and there. Want to be much darker over here on the right side. That's really going to make our bear pop. And also we're going to be putting in some stars. So we want those to show up. There, I think we got a pretty sky going there. Okay, I'm going to move a couple things because we're going to do some splattering, and I would rather not splatter on all my cardstock and such. I'm going to get an aqua painter out and some basic white, and you can use your re-inker to add some to your lid. So I have my basic white, I have a pretty good bunch of basic white ink in here, and I want to get it like a watery spot, so I'm going to squeeze my brush and let some water come out, because I want this ink to be a little thinner than what it is straight out of the bottle. And you'll know when you go, if it's too thick, you'll know when you go to splatter if it is too thick. So I'm not doing the whole thing, but just a section of it. And then we'll pick some up on our brush, and you're going to give it a tap. Tap, 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 tap. And there's your stars in your sky. That didn't take much, did it? You just have to make sure you don't have anything real important sitting nearby, because these sprays do go pretty far. So you want to let those dry real well. And you want to clean your aqua brush out pretty immediately. So now that we have our background done, mine is still wet, but for the sake of video, I'm just going to show you how I've put it together. And this is a 5.5 by 11 rich Razzelberry card base, and it fits perfectly in this 6-inch square envelope. And I get these from Amazon, and I'm going to provide a link down below this video for those. This is such a wonderful size card. On the inside, I've added a 5.25 square Night of Navy panel and a 5-inch square basic white. On the front, it's a 5 1/8 inch square white panel behind our main panel. And then I've added just the moon and the bear with Stampin' Dimensionals to pop them up. And there you have it. Isn't it pretty? And I think whoever gets this card is just going to be so amazed with your talent. But thank you so much for joining me today. Have a good day. Bye.